My parents were sharecroppers. We were one of the last sharecropping families in Arkansas. Life was great because I was a child and I had lots of siblings. And my parents, though they weren't well educated, my father went to 8th or ninth grade. My mom went to 8th grade, which was not unusual for girls back then. They went to grammar school and that was about it. But they knew the power of education. So even though work was extremely important to them, education was as well. I remember the very first day that I stepped off the bus at the new white school, and we always called it white school. We had all been very very smart in the other schools and made straight A's and things like that, but we had to really, really work hard to make passing grades. There were many days that I would go to classes and no one would even pay attention. You know, it's as if you're not there. So I think it was me and it was the teachers as well. And it was this new environment that was just not a great environment for me. So I didn't have a great experience there. Did it need to happen? Yes, it needed to happen. I mean, that was a part of the bigger change that was taking place, but it was not a great experience. I mean, even though we still complain that things aren't where they should be, it's amazing the changes that I've seen. My parents, like I said, my parents were sharecroppers. My parents could not, my dad tried for years and years to purchase land, and he could not purchase it. That was just plain, a lot of things were just plain illegal that you shouldn't have been able to do. Now it would be illegal. People just can't get away with a lot of the things that they were able to do then. Everything had a color and a white. It was accepted. I mean, we knew that we couldn't do it, and we didn't do it. But those are real changes. Those are things that existed when I was growing up. I wasn't able to go to a library. I was somebody who loved reading more than eating. But I could not go to a library growing up because the blacks did not have a library. It made me decide very early that racism is crazier than anything. It's just a crazy thing, and it can't be economical. But what I think Martin Luther King and the Dream Team and all of them did was to make blacks in the rural South understand that they didn't have to accept things as they were. But I think what Martin Luther King did for my parents and other parents that I know was to be able to make them know that their children did not have to live the way that they did. They had accepted for a very long time that they had to live a certain way, but they wanted to make sure that their children didn't live that way. And Martin Luther King and the others told them, we're going to make sure that this does not happen in another generation. I have said many times that except for those many people whose shoulders I stand on, those many people who died, those many people whose houses were burned, whose crosses were burned in their yards, who were jailed, who were beaten, thanks to them, I ended up 3 doors down from the President of the United States. And I started out as a sharecropper's daughter. I served as the diarist for President Bill Clinton for 5.5 years. And in that role, I chronicled his presidency. I felt very, blessed to be able to work in an administration that touched on and acknowledged the civil rights era, the importance of the civil rights struggle, of racial conciliation, of talking about race and not keeping it hidden.